Hello Shadows, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to talk about how it's been going around that Anthony Daniels, the dude who's played C-3PO in 11 Star Wars movies, I think 12, I'm talking about the prequels, the originals, the Clone Wars animated movie, the holiday special that is garbage, and Rogue One. And how he was explaining how he was disappointed in the direction, I guess, that C-3PO has been taken in the sequel trilogy. And truth be told, at the moment, basing it from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, because the Rise of Skywalker won't come out until next month. Yeah, C-3PO hasn't really done anything in this sequel trilogy. I mean, he had a right arm. Man, all he got done in this new trilogy is try not to be part of a mutiny and get told to shut up. I mean, like I said, and this is based off both watching The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. In the Rise of Skywalker, with cars coming out of his head, it could be an indication that he's gonna die, or could just get rebooted. So the first one of C-3PO that we've seen from like the original trilogy will die off, which will get a slightly different version of C-3PO again for the second time in the Star Wars universe. Or he I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, or they could be, or they could put L3 and have him be a part of the Millennium Falcon. I don't know. But hopefully he has more use in The Rise of Skywalker than he has had in the last two Star Wars movies. I'm talking about The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. Now, like, yeah, I mean, and I've seen some videos where fans even said that he pretty much he did nothing except show off his right arm, that you would have to play like the Lego Force Awakens just to see how C-3PO got his golden arm back in the time between The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. But yeah, unfortunately, after hearing this, I realized, yeah, C-3PO hasn't really done anything in the new trilogy. In the prequels, C-3PO has done a lot. He was built by Anakin to help serve him and his mother while Anakin was a slave. C-3PO was one of those two eyewitnesses to legalize Anakin and Padme's marriage in Empire Strikes Back, and C-3PO was made to serve Skywalker after Anakin was freed to pursue his Jedi career. And later on, in like the Clone Wars, was Padme's droid. And then he later became was Ateli's droid. And then later on, he became pretty much a supporting, like, even though he kind of was a jerk to R2 in the first Star Wars movie ever, he did in a way help R2 find the rebel base to submit the Death Star plans to the rebels, so the rebels can destroy the first Death Star. In Empire Strikes Back, Han had C-3PO talk to the Falcon when they were on that rock and on that asteroid. What else was C-3PO good for? He helped make it easier to get to the shield generator on Endor in Empire Strikes Back. The only movie that I'll give him credit where he didn't really do anything, but it was excusable, was his cameo in Rogue One. Guess it was a mere cameo. But in like each Star Wars movie, C-3PO and, for argument's sake, R2-D2 had more things to do than they do in the sequel trilogy. R2-D2, since I bring R2-D2 up, he helped fix parts of the ship in the Phantom Menace where the guys couldn't go to Tatooine, which essentially brought Anakin to the Jedi Order, which essentially freed Anakin. Partially because R2-D2 was able to get the ship from, like, possibly exploding in space. R2-D2 pretty much helped Anakin not get killed in the Phantom Menace in the final battle. R2-D2, well, what did he relocated C-3PO's head to his body in Attack of the Clones. He also helped Anakin a lot in the Clone Wars, and Ahsoka Tano in the Clone Wars, and he was like one of the times he was useful for Anakin was in the beginning part of Revenge of the Sith. As an example, R2-D2 retrieved gave the plans safe and sound to the Rebel Alliance and in A New Hope. He witnessed Luke training in the ways of the Force, even though he wasn't really doing anything. But he also helped the Millennium Falcon crew to go into hyperspace after the Empire disabled it in Empire Strikes Back. And R2 also helped out with the Battle of Endor, same with C-3PO. And in the Force Awakens, you can say that he was carrying the last part of the map to find Luke Skywalker, but for most of the movie, R2-D2 didn't really do anything, though. And same with the Force Awakens. I mean, The Last Jedi, sorry. So, so the two droids that have been like the glue to the first 6 movies, that is like the only 2 characters that has appeared in all 6 movies. Well, 7 movies if you count the holiday special, and then 9 movies if you count, 10 movies if you count the new trilogy. And so far, they haven't really done anything in much in the new trilogy. Yeah, R2 carried the other part of the map of where Luke Skywalker was, but in that movie he was in hibernation mode. So he didn't really do anything. Our C-3PO didn't really do anything, and this is not me trying to bash the characters. Is not really me trying to bash anyone. It's just how the writing was made those 2 droids that has been pretty much the glue and butter or whatever to all the Star Wars movies practically, with the exception of Solo. Useless in the last 2 Star Wars movies that we've seen them in. The first 2 Star Wars movies in the sequel trilogy. And so, am I surprised that Anthony Daniels is disappointed in his characters, how his character's development was in the sequel trilogy that we got so far? Hell no. I can't really say anything about the Rise of Skywalker because I haven't seen it yet, because it hasn't been released yet, because I am going to see the Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, even though C-3PO is kind of as like one of those kind of annoying characters, but not too annoying in my taste. But he is one of those annoying characters, annoying but loved characters. Like I know exactly mean annoying and bad. Like Jar Jar Binks was annoyingly bad. Like he was annoying in a bad way. I know it sounds weird because usually when people say, "Oh, you're being annoying," that usually is a sign of them saying, "Oh, you're being annoying." That's usually a sign of you. It you. That's usually a criticism. But with C-3PO, he, even though he was the character might be annoying, he's still lovable, likable. If you get what I mean. And regardless of how annoying he was in the first 6 Star Wars movies, and even the Clone Wars series, he always had, like, there was always some use for him, and he always lived up to that use that needed to be had from that character, and which kind of like definitely makes up for any type of flaws C-3PO had as like just as a character. Like, as like in personality wise. And yeah, I mean, I can't really say I'm surprised. I mean, if the actor who was R2D2 was still alive, because I think he died shortly after The Force Awakens uh, came in theaters or was released. I would I be surprised if I heard the actor who played R2D2 saying the same thing as Anthony Daniels saying about C-3PO? If the actor who played R2D2 was still alive, the original actor, I mean, no, I would not. I mean, this is like what the third ish character or actor that I've heard that spoke out against the newer movies. Mark Hamill was like the first, and then like John Boyega is the second, and then now Anthony Daniels. But the fourth person like on that was from the original Star Wars, because we even had George Lucas, pretty much the god of Star Wars, who has shown his displeasure in the Disney Star Wars. And that's sad. That's really sad. And that's saying something. And if by after Rise of Skywalker comes out in theaters, and if we hear more and more actors speaking out about if they have any displeasures against the movie, saying what Lucasfilms has been bashing some fans who have critiques for, has been saying, then you know that's saying something. And by then, Lucasfilms will have to listen to us fans. I mean, George Lucas uh, already criticized this how the Disney Star Wars is heading, and truth be told, if Lucasfilms isn't hearing after George Lucas has called them out about his pleasures, about how Disney's taking his baby, and how they ignored his original story arc for the sequel trilogy, then yeah, eventually they'll realize they'll have no other choice but to listen to us fans, who has been criticizing Star Wars in any shape or form. So, long story short, am I surprised that Anthony Daniels criticized Lucasfilms for how they took C-3PO? No. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised, and a part of me kind of is expecting more. people like from like the Star Wars movies to speak out like afterwards. But that's just me. That's part of how that's just me. Cause even though, yeah, the new trilogy isn't what George Lucas thought of, I still do like The Force Awakens. I loved Rogue One. That's my favorite out of the Disney Star Wars. The Last Jedi and Solo were eh. But that's just me. So what do you guys think about Anthony Daniels voicing his displeasure, his disappointment in the Disney Star Wars? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you shadows soon. May the Force be with us all.